Good evening.
Hello. I hope I'm using my hinge right.
Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name's Lauren.
And I'm Mia.
And tonight is our beginner kettlebell and bodyweight class.
Yes, it is.
We will
Things just got a little darker since the last time we just filmed.
Yes.
Are we still good this way?
Well, we'll try to trigger it.
All right.
We will begin standing.
Great. Sorry for
Stand
that little
up.
brief interlude there.
I'm just going to try to trip the camera to get brighter here. So standing tall didn't work, so just stand tall. Gently tuck your chin towards your chest, and then slowly bring your chin up towards your ceiling. Chin towards your chest, chin to the ceiling. Back to center. Rotate your head to look over your shoulder. Back to center. Rotate to look over your shoulder. To center. One more time. Rotate and center. Rotate and center. One more. This time a lateral flex. And then pull your head back up straight. Lateral flexion. Pull your head back up straight. One more time each way. Ear towards shoulder. Back up. Ear towards shoulder. Back up. From here, let's take our arms, extend them out in front of you, and we're going to move our blades in some circles. First, reaching our blades forwards, then sliding them up, pulling them back together, pulling them down. Forward, up, back, down. Now let's switch directions. Back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. Keep those elbows nice and straight. Slowly start reaching your arms towards your overhead. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here.
You can't quite see Lauren's arms there, but they're nice in line and overhead with the ears. The elbows are straight, and she's just repeating those same shrug patterns.
Elevate, blades, and pull them down. One more time, elevate. Now pull your shoulders down. Start gripping the sky, pulling the clouds down through bent elbows, pulling yourself up on your chin-up bar, and then relax. You did your first chin-up.
You have me inspired to get into my dip. Let's go one thing first.
You did your first chin-up. Feet wide, arms out to the side. Block your hips from moving, only your upper body. Slides across, slides across. I'm taking your rib cage and pulling it across and back. Pulling it across and back. Now let's do that same idea, but forward back. Pop your chest forward, push your chest back. Pop your chest forward, push your chest back. One last time. Pop and back. Isolating those ribs from those hips. Great. After that, we'll make our way to the floor to warm up our wrists here. Let's do our first hinge, which we learned last week. That's where we chop our hips. They stay high. Our hands slowly find the floor. And we'll come down right away to our knees. I'd like to warm up our wrists as we're going to have contact with the ground for our get-ups. Hands on the floor, fingers spread out nice and wide. Rotate your elbows forward. So those blood donations are forward. Your shoulder blades are pulled down. Keep that nice straight elbow rotation forward and try to shift weight into those hands and fingers, and then use those fingers to push yourself back. Repeat, elbows stay straight, donations forward, shift, and then push yourself back. One last time, and push yourself back.
That wrist extension is so challenging, but so worthwhile if you spend some time with these drills.
Now I'd like you to rotate your hands so your fingers face sideways. Your shoulders are still down, your donations are still forward, and your elbows are still straight. Now shifting your weight from side to side. Again, pushing yourself through your fingertips, pushing yourself side to side. One last rotation, maybe both at the same time, maybe one at a time. Fingers face you. So fingers are pointed towards you, trying to pull shoulders down again, Straightening elbows, maybe sitting back. If that's a lot, you could have your hands on a wall here. Now to get out of this, sit back and then peel your hands up off the floor, bending your elbows, and shake that out. Great. Would you like to explore the get up, Ian?
Great. In a bodyweight style here, let's get in our get up stance and explore the different positions. On our backs, place in hand in firing range position, and that will be a movement we'll explore later today. Firing range position, one fist points towards the ceiling with the shoulder packed and elbow straight. That same leg of the hand that's up to the ceiling is bent at the hip and the knee. Let's use that bent leg to extend or push through the floor, initiating a roll. Pull onto the elbow. Now let's take this hand here that would be here for our get up and instead place it across your chest. Now take a moment and give it a slouchy shoulder and commit that in your get ups practice, you'll pack your shoulder and be tall and proud. Next move, tall sit. In our tall sit, gently round or push a shoulder forward and then retract and push down into the floor for support from the armpit. Extend the hip, transferring weight over top of that hand. Sweep the leg through. If you look at that hand and the knee placement, there should be an incomplete square or a nice triangle underneath. At this place, pull the shoulder down, pull the hand up the leg into a side lunge position. Pull the leg to the front. Establish your nice level hips in your lunge. Take a sniff in, and with a energy, press to stand. Repeat in a fluid fashion on the way down. A lunge to the back, same leg that came up. Are the hips level? Open up to the side lunge. Chop that hip and hinge. Are you gripping that armpit down? Lift, sweep, tall sit with shoulders back. Find an elbow and return to your backside as a plank. Let's switch sides and do the same thing again. I have my firing range position consistent with my arm knuckles pointing to the ceiling, and that leg on that same side is bent. The other leg is extended straight, about 40 degrees, 45 degrees away from the center. Extend through the hip, pushing the foot through the floor, and pull onto that elbow. Shrug and push away, nice and strong, and take that top hand across your chest. Push through to your tall sit. Gently roll the shoulder forward, and then pull back and press down into the floor. Now press through the foot, transferring weight to over top of that hand in your sweep. Sweep through, and if you look, there should be this incomplete square. Slide the hand up the leg, extending the hips. Side lunge to front lunge. Level hips, hup, tension, drive to tall. Repeat down, lunge stance, tension time down. Open to the side lunge. Chop, rotate the hip, hand on the floor. Sweep a leg through with the packed shoulder. Find the elbow, heavy leg like I just saw Lauren do, and core tension, down. Think of all of those things and probably more as you do your get up, looking for the movement quality, high integrity for safety and strength. Core planks and bridges. Set up in Lauren's back plank or hip bridge extension position. At this time, place one foot heavy in the floor, and can you feel that turn on a butt cheek? Repeat for 3, 2, relax. Same thing on the other side. Drive a foot heavy in the floor, spreading toes, and for 5 seconds, can you feel that tense clench of the glutes? Relax. Same thing with both feet heavy in the floor, push down and articulate, rolling up the spine to a hip bridge position. Now for 10 seconds, feet heavy on the floor, pull the knees together, squeeze the butt, brace the core, and create a 10-second high tension plank, pulling yourself together in a straw and relax tension. Roll down the spine as a cat-cow, working through the T-spine or the rib cage first, and onto the lumbar spine at the end.
One vertebrae at a time if you could.
I've come all the way back down. I'm not sure about Lauren. I'd like to just do that hip bridge one more time. Chin tucks, shoulders down. Grip the floor through the toes and the heels. Cramp up the glutes, extending the hips, working from the lumbar spine to the top. Once you're at your full hip extension here, cramp up glutes, pull your knees together, brace your core as if you could take a punch, and you're squeezing your glutes again for 3 more seconds. Hold the posture, relax the tension, and as Lauren said, articulate the single vertebrae at a time from the top towards the bottom with tension and control. From this position, let's do one get up to the top, returning down. If you feel confident with our overhead mobility, let's place one hand, knuckles to the ceiling, and keep the fist pointing up the whole time. Firing range, hip extension, pull onto the elbow. Tall sit, are the knuckles still facing the ceiling? Push, bridge, sweep through, slide up, square up the lunge. Is the arm overhead in line with our ear, stacked over our hip? If so, drive to tall, stand. Repeat coming down, leg to the back, tuck under hips, control down. Open up, looking up at that hand to the ceiling as you find the floor with the alternate arm. Sweep through into your tall sit, find an elbow, and press away with tension control on our core brace. Relax for a second, make the conditions just right, and switch sides. My fist is to the ceiling on my firing range arm, and my foot is heavy on the floor on the other side. I'll push, extending through the hip, pulling onto the elbow. Knuckles to the ceiling, Ian. From here, tall sit, pack shoulders, press, transition weight into the hand, sweep, slide up, square up the lunge. Is your arm in line with the shoulder and the body and the hips? Tension up if it is. Lunge down, open up, hinge, rotation, find the floor. Lean to load over top of that and a sweep through. Find an elbow.
Back.
And to your back side. Let's explore our high plank quick on the floor here, and then we'll get right back up. High plank's position on our hands here. Modify if we need. I'll be in a modified position as Lauren takes this over and from the high plank's position.
Okay, hands are under your shoulders, either from your knees or from your toes. Let's lift up and lift your butt higher in the air than it should be. As we bring our butt down, think about scooping your hips under, connecting your ribs and hips like you could take that punch again in the stomach. Now tension up by pulling your kneecaps up, pulling the floor together underneath you, engaging your lats, squeezing your butts, holding for 3, 2, soft landing. Take a second. Let's do that again. You're creating that tension by just pulling all your muscles as hard as they can.
I'm going to modify yet again by making it slightly harder by extending one leg at the knee.
1, 2, up, lift high, drop hips, scoop, hold, pull, tension up. 7, 6, 5. Your fingers are gripping hard. 3, 2, and easy off.
Whew.
Oh,
We're almost
great.
in that lunge position. So from here, let's just step through. Address those lunge hips. Make sure that we're sitting level and we're slightly tucked under, particularly if that load goes overhead. We need to avoid that crumpled spine look. So get nice and long in the lunge, take our sniff in, and then tension, control, back up.
Excellent. We're going to get into some hinges today. Hinges with a load. We happen to have a heavy kettlebell. If you have one, let's use it, even if it's not heavy. If you don't have one, find an object, put it between your feet, and stand over it. If anything, it's just to mark where you're reaching for, and that's fine. All right. Standing up tall, feet on either side of your object, feet about hip width apart or slightly wider, depending on your body. Take your hands, chop your hips back, sending your hips behind you to feel load and stretch through those hamstrings. Look down. Are your shins perpendicular to the floor or still vertical? Good, they are. Grip your bell or touch your object. Pull your shoulders down. Brace your abs. Imagine this object is 700 pounds more than it is. Now pretend to pick up 700 pounds. 3, 2, let it go. Up without. Use that imagination, create that tension like you did in your plank. Do it again.
Call that the preload.
The preload. Chop hips. Hips reach back. Tension in those hammies and butt. Grip your 700-pound car. Pack your shoulders. Inhale, brace your abs. Pretend to lift it. Get tension out. 3, 2, let go. Up without. Do it again. One more time. Chop hips. Hinge back. Load glutes, shins vertical, grip, pack, inhale, brace, pretend to pick it up. Heavy bag of leaves, water softener, salt. 2, off, up without. Great. From there, let's walk back out to our plank and hold that position again. So just step to a side, use your hinge, walk yourself out, find your plank position right away. Get in it. 3, 2, hold. Go. 10, 9, 6. Punch in the stomach. Squeeze your butts. 3, 2. Can you walk your hands back towards your feet or your feet to your hands to walk yourself up through that hinge again and stand up tall? Great. Whew. Shall we pick up our object?
How did the preload feel?
For me, it felt good. You?
Great. That preload felt okay. Get that traction. And as Lauren said there, we'll try to gently pull through. That core brace we just practiced on our plank, super important. Check out what Lauren says and we'll be good.
All right. Pick it up or don't pick it up. Chop your hips. Hinge. Grip your bell. No matter what you're doing, you're in your hinge position. Your shins are vertical. Pack your shoulders. Inhale, brace abs. Pull the tension. And then up fully. Abs and butt. Keep that brace as you hinge to put the bell down. Up without. Good. In the Olympics, you'll often see the athletes drop the weight down. It's actually harder to police a weight down with control than it is to lift it up. So make sure you keep that brace on the way down.
Both ways. Love it.
Hinge. Grip your bell or fake grip a bell. Pack your shoulders. Inhale, brace. Pretend to lift it, and then up, hold, brace, and down with control. Up without. One last time. Chop, grip, inhale, brace. Tall, keep brace, hinge, up without. Shake it out. Excellent. More get-ups and firing ranges.
Great.
Great. We will get to the floor. I don't really want to use this bell.
Yeah, great. That's an awesome idea.
I could, but
Learning
sorry,
that
it's a little
firing
dark.
range. I would say that middle bell for Lauren
We're
or
going
the
to come
lighter
down to
bell.
the floor, and we're going to review our firing range position, which is our first position of the get-up, where you start with your cuddle and you hold your bell. Again, if you don't have a kettlebell, you could be using a dumbbell. You could be using a ball, a rolling pin, any object you like. So let's pattern our get-up down. Cross an arm. Leg you can touch. Step back lunge. Front foot opens. Hand chops, windmill hip. Lift sweep. To your elbow. Don't hit your own bell. And controlled away from that elbow to your back.
And the cuddle.
All right, firing range cuddle. We have our bell or an object of sorts. And we're going to cuddle that object. Our bottom arm is going to be gripping it. 2 hands on the object, roll to your back. With 2 hands, press that bell. Now, your lower body should be set up like a get-up. That means that same leg should be bent, foot flat on the floor, the other leg out. If you can remove that top arm, the bell should be in one hand now. Our shoulder is packed out of our ear. Our bell is more to the outside of our body, not over top of our face. We're trying to create stability and strength in that shoulder. So limiting how much wobbling goes on by packing and locking down in that lat and shoulder for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, second hand comes up. You pull that bell down, keeping your forearm vertical. Cuddle it over and switch sides.
Whew. Feet over the bell.
Right. Biggest thing, you put your feet over the bell or your bottom over the bell, not your head.
Not your head.
I'm going to guess your skull is a little harder than your bottom. All right. It's just a presumption. Cuddle. Bottom hand grips. Top hand cuddles on top. 2 hands, roll to your back. 2-handed press, no matter what that weight is. Get rid of that second hand once you have stability. Plant your foot, firing range. Pack your shoulder. Elbow is straight. Wrist is straight. The bell is resting on the forearm. It might push in and hurt a little bit. You kind of just have to deal with that and learn from it. You'll get some arm meat, as we call it, built up there. I'm thinking about that first move of my get-up. Could I get to my elbow with this load? Can I do a hip extension? 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 2 hands on the bell. Vertical forearm to pull down. Cuddle it back over.
Oh, that was heavy.
Yeah. We're going to practice our get-up in this while we wait. If you'd like an added challenge here,
Lauren said it.
You could place a shoe, which I'm sure you have.
Yes.
On your fist. If you don't have a shoe, a pint of beer works well, but that's risky. Shoe. Pack your shoulder. Don't drop your shoe on this whole get-up. I'm going to cue you on the up, less cues on the down. Drive your foot into the floor. Hip extension, pull on elbow. Find your hand. Plant, lift, sweep. Hand leaves floor. Front foot moves. Lunging up. Same thing, reverse back down. Leg you can touch. Drop back lunge. Front foot opens. Chop. Oh, I said I was going to cue you less.
Sweep through.
Don't tell them.
Find your elbow. And core brace.
You can have the shoe next time, Ian.
All right.
Let's go back to our firing range.
It was on one side.
Oh.
Wasn't it?
I was going to do my firing range, then do the other side.
Sure.
Okay. Firing range. Lauren says.
You threw a shoe at me. I just thought it was go time with the shoe.
Next time.
Great.
Cuddle your bell.
I'll find this set easier, I think.
2 hands.
Yep.
Roll onto your back. 2-handed press. When you're ready, let go with that second hand. That leg is bent, foot flat on the floor. That shoulder is packed. Wrist is straight, elbow is straight. First move of my get-up with a bell. I don't know.
You could just practice that hip extension, just pushing through and rolling to your back. That's a nice place to start.
3, 2, 2 hands, grip bell, pull bell down, roll it over.
Oh, that feels strong. Did you try that extension?
Yeah, just the little hip drive.
Just a little hip drive, just enough to start initiating your roll. That felt very powerful. I hope it was the same for you.
Before anyone does a full get up with a bell, we always spend at least 30 seconds loading that firing range position, because that's how much time about one get up takes. And if you can hold that and you know your pattern, maybe you're ready to load your get up. 3, 2, cuddle, roll, 2-handed press.
Yep.
Whoop, you okay?
Yep.
Pack shoulder, foot flat on the floor, Other arm out to the side about 45 degrees, so your hand almost comes straight off your belt line there. Wrist and elbow straight. Hip extend maybe on this side.
Ooh, makes the core fire up.
5. 2 hands. Bell pulls down. Cuddles over.
Okay, Lauren did such a good job with that shoe. Now it's my turn. So alternate that side for the get up. I know I have my left hand in my firing range position. Get on your back.
This is another good test of if you're ready for a kettlebell. When you do your get up, is can you do a get up while balancing a shoe and not letting it fall on your face? Because if you don't want a shoe on your face, you don't want a bell in your face.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Firing range position. Shoulders pack. Looking at that hand or the shoe on the knuckles. Extend through the hip and pull on the elbow. It's tall sit. In your tall sit, extend the hip. Are the knuckles still facing the ceiling? And tall underneath of the arm. Square up a lunge. Core tension to stand. Same leg repeats low. Felt the wobble of the shoe, had to slow down. Open. Hinge with a little less cueing. Find the elbow. Core brace. To the floor. Whew, I did it. I'm ready for the bell.
You have
Maybe.
to stand up one more time, Ian.
You gotta stand up one more time.
Push up. No rules?
No rules.
No rules. Stand
Get up, push up, stand up.
We're going to
anyhow
finish
you
with a
got.
little conditioning drill, our chop and pops here. Let's go. I go, you go.
Yep.
Chop and pops?
Amazing.
Okay. I'm going to do 10. Ian's going to do 10 for 3 rounds. If you don't know what a chop and pop is, you can go with Ian while you watch me. It is mimicking or mirroring our swing, kettlebell swing eventually. It's a hinge and it's ballistic. Chop your hips, pop them forward.
So this will be our conditioning drill, parts of our conditioning drills here, based on this chop and pop body weight exercise. Team Lauren will be finishing up. Team Ian, let's go.
10, 2, don't have to rush, 3, 4, but every time at the top, 5. I could kick you in the stomach, kick you in the butt. 8, 9, 10. Inhale, exhale as your hips come through.
Being loose in between sets and hard, full of tension during this set. Inhale on this chop, exhale on the come through. Exhale, chop, breath in, and
exhale. Punch. 4, 5, and 6, and hiya. 8, 9. Last set. Keep that spine nice and straight. Reach your hips back. 10, 2.
Tough tension throughout, maintaining the breath, and somehow keeping track of your own reps. Because Lauren will get you to do 20 if you don't watch out.
Lauren knows how to count. Trust Lauren. 3, last set. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it off.
Whew.
Excellent. Those pop and chops, pattern, like I said, that swing that we'll progress to after we hinge for a while and we pick up bells for a while and get comfortable there, then we can add something to swing around with.
Yes.
Until then, body weight and some firing range holds. So thanks for coming.
Learn the patterns and the loads will come. You're already strong. We'll add our strength drills throughout and we'll make it nice and safe and always trying to keep it simple. Hopefully you felt that this was a progression off of last week. Review it once or twice through the week and go back to those basics. You'll never go wrong by practicing the basics. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
We're Bars and Bells. We train simple, we stay strong, and we look forward to seeing you in class again. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good job.
You too.